Ladies, we are here tonight. Oh, shoot. On a Friday. How's everybody doing tonight, ladies and gentlemen? So, we have a bunch of news to get to tonight. Um, let's rock and roll here tonight, man. On a freaking on a Friday, man. Let's freaking rock and roll. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. So yeah, Naomi yesterday confirmed she's no longer with WWE. She posted something about I think she was advertising that she's going to be at WrestleCon, and the fan asked her, Are you even still with WWE?" And she said, "No, friend, I'm not." So it's official. After it's been what I think it's been like I think it was in May of last year, so it's been about 10 months, almost a year. But Naomi finally confirmed she's no longer in WWE. I don't know what's going. I think didn't she had surgery? I think she should come from an injury. So it's possible once she recovers from this injury, she could sign with another company, maybe like New Japan or AEW. But we know she's done with WWE, man. At least for now. We'll see what happens in the future, ladies and gentlemen. But at least for now, it seems like Naomi is done with the WWE. Let's see. Let's look for more news. Mercedes Moné is going to be back on the New Japan on April 7 versus Sakura. So I'm not sure this show is going to be televised. I don't really watch New Japan, but that it's what it is. Let's see here. So the WWE was planning to have Big E back for a skit backstage, or maybe I think there's something backstage, like a funny segment with all three members back. They were going to bring back Big E and have him do something with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. But now, because of Kofi Kingston breaking his ankle, it will probably not happen anymore. So that sucks, man. That sucks for Big E, man. He would at least gotten a chance to be on TV again. But yeah, not the case anymore, man, due to the injury to Kofi Kingston, man. Speedy recovery to Kofi Kingston. It's been a year now since Big E, man. Hopefully he can come back one day, man. Let's see here, ladies and gentlemen. And the reason Cora Jade has not been on NXT is because she also has an injury. They don't know about what type of injury, but she suffered the injury back in January. And she's been dealing with it, and that's how come she hasn't been on any NXT TV lately. Cora Jade, Kenny Omega, and El Hijo del Vikingo got a 5-star rating for their match this past Wednesday. That was a hell of a match, man. Jesus Christ, man, hell of a match by these two, man. The fact that Kenny Omega hadn't done a singles match in over 500 days. What a way to come back, man. Jesus Christ. Let's see here, man. So Triple H said he's thinking about turning Butch back into Pete Dunne, but they're saying that they might send him to NXT. You gotta wonder because, this is something I talked about. A lot of these guys that were in NXT and then they got brought up to WWE, and then they got released. Then they got re-signed by Triple H, and then they got put back in WWE, like Hit Row, Johnny Gargano, Karrion Kross, and they haven't worked out. So maybe he's gonna start doing this now. He's gonna I'm gonna turn you back into Pete Dunne. That's what you were very successful in NXT. But maybe I'm gonna put you in NXT first, so you can get your momentum back. And then when you get a momentum, I'll put you in WWE. Maybe that's the new approach Triple H is gonna start using with these guys. Maybe instead of bringing them back to the main roster, bring them back, but put them in NXT first, and maybe get momentum, their confidence up, and then put them in the main roster. That's something that I have said with that he might do in the future, maybe especially after WrestleMania. Maybe call up a lot of the guys that are hot right now, and that they have confidence, and the guys that are cold right now, like Karrion Kross and maybe Johnny Gargano, all these guys, Hit Row, maybe send them down to NXT and have them get their confidence back up, and then eventually if they get hot, bring them back up. And it looks like he might be doing that with Pete Dunne. before he has him beat Pete Dunne on the main roster. He's gonna have him beat Pete Dunne in NXT. That might be the way to go. And now this is not the greatest news because this means Vince McMahon is probably in control, at least of some stuff. There was a backstage segment filmed on March 20th. It was pre-filmed before the show, and somebody used the term wrestling, and they had to redo the interview. That's Vince McMahon, probably. Vince McMahon, probably. I don't know if that was that. No, that was not the one he was. No, that March 20, which is this past Monday. So I know for sure Vince was in the arena, but yeah, because they were allowed to use wrestling and shit, right? They didn't. Who was it? Did Cody Rhodes use it in his promo as well on Monday? I don't know, but yeah, it's hard. Live, you can't do nothing about it, right? You can't. It's live TV, but a lot of the backstage segments they do pre-tape before the show, so that's why it's easier to redo them. So I don't know who it was, but this was this past Monday night. So who knows what it was? But that's not a good sign because they were getting a lot more freedom to say the word wrestling these last few months. But now that's not a good sign. They had to redo the interview. So they're saying Cody Rhodes has been selling a lot of merchandise. They're saying he's starting to sell merchandise like if he was a main eventer. So he's starting to make a lot of good money for the company. That's a good sign. So that means people are starting to take him seriously as a star. So that's a good sign, man, for Cody Rhodes selling all that merchandise. So this is an update about possibly the future of Mercedes Moné in New Japan. Mercedes Moné deal with New Japan and Stardom is upon April 23. And a key is that she was not advertised on April 15 show in Washington, where it would have made all the sense in the world for her to work. She was going to work more dates. So a lot of people are saying that April 23rd could be Mercedes Moné's final match in New Japan, and she could be moving on to something else. Maybe AEW, New Japan, who knows? I think you battled on TNA, AEW, who knows? We'll see what happens. They're saying that new show that AEW is trying to bring up on Saturday nights, it's going to come in the summer, maybe July, they're saying. But yeah, so sometime in the summer, they're going to bring it on. So we'll see how that show goes. I think it's going to be like at 7 o'clock on Saturday nights. All right, so we'll see how it goes. So this article, I read this. I don't think it makes sense. I'll read it again, see if it makes sense. But it's something about potentially Mercedes Moné going back to WWE. I think the article kind of doesn't make sense, but I'll read it. There were points that Mercedes Moné has asked WWE for that she would have to give up, asking for if she wants to sign a deal with them. But the door is open for her otherwise. To me, this shit does not make sense. Whoever wrote this messed up. I don't think this shit makes sense at all. I think they're trying to say what Mercedes Moné would have to give up to sign with WWE, and that the door remains open. What will she have to give up? Like the name Mercedes Moné and go back to Sasha Banks? The title, maybe? She's the New Japan Women's Champion? I don't know. I think this article got messed up by whoever wrote it. Anyways, so Mickie James is hurt. She will not be able to compete in TNA Impact. Due to the injury of Mickie James, will be unable to compete at Sacrifice. We will give an update and address the Knockout World Championship situation tomorrow night on Sacrifice. So I think that's a pay-per-view that we're doing, and Mickie James was going to defend her women's title at that pay-per-view, and now she's hurt, so she can't do it. So wishing a speedy recovery to Mickie James. Let's see here. CM Punk posting all this shit. It was about Dave Meltzer yesterday saying that CM Punk was interested in eventually going back to AEW. And then he posted something about how back in, I believe, August, he had that match with Jon Moxley where he got squashed John Moxley beat him like in 5 seconds. And then he said he didn't want to do the match, but Tony Khan forced him to do the match. And he said, he's like, Tony Khan, but I need to get clear first. And he's like, no, we can just do a squash match. Don't worry about it. And CM Punk got me. He's like, I'm not wrestling unless I'm clear. I'm done putting my health over the company. So he, pretty much he said Dave Meltzer's lying about everything he said. So pretty much saying like he's not interested in coming back. Is that what he means by Dave Meltzer being a liar? Because Dave Meltzer has said he is for sure interested in coming back to AEW. That's what he said in his article yesterday. And then on Instagram, CM Punk called him a liar. He called Chris Jericho a liar too. So it looks like, so then what? I mean, see, he might not come back. I don't know what's going on, man. Here's the shit, man. Site, I wasn't cleared to come back to wrestle yet. The plan was to wrestle at the pay-per-view. I sat and listened to Moxley, Rocky 3 idea. I explained how I'd never seen that movie. I thought the idea sucked, but if the boss wanted to do it, whatever. He said it wouldn't lose to me. I never experienced someone refusing to lose to me. I just laughed and asked, Tony, if this is what he wanted, he said, yes, he's the boss. So I said, okay, but I need to be clear first. They kept saying it could just be a squash, so I didn't need to be cleared. I scoffed. I laughed at that. My health is more important. Dave Meltzer is a liar. Jericho is a liar and a stooge. There were plans, but plans always change. But I'll never put a company above my health ever again. So that's another thing, too. He got offended because John Moxley said, I'm not losing to you. He said, I never had anybody say that they don't want to lose to me. That's disrespectful, right? That's when, that means you're not good enough for me to lose to you. I thought that was funny that he said he never watched the Rocky movie. Like, what the hell? But yeah, anyways, who knows what the hell's going on? Jesus Christ. AEW got 954,000 views this week. So they did at least hit the 900,000 mark, but they still can get above 1 million. But they at least hit the 900. I thought like the show, the last maybe 25 minutes were pretty good with the whole Kenny Omega, at least with the Vikingo, and then having Adam Page come back and attack the Black England and have him run away. And then that stare down at the end with Kenny Omega and Adam Page. But I thought the show, like the first maybe like 90 minutes were not that great. Outside of FTR agreeing to have a match with the Guns, and if they lose, they quit AEW. And Daniel Garcia and Adam Cole agreeing to have a match next week. I didn't think the show was that good until like the last 30, 25 minutes. Maybe if the show would have been a little bit better, maybe an MJF segment in the middle, maybe they would have gotten 1 million views. Who knows? But anyways, let's see. Let's scroll down. All right, I think we got one more article. No, 2 more, and then we're done. We'll call it a night here tonight. They're saying there's going to be a match tonight on SmackDown, supposedly between Butch and Gunther. So that could be another good match. They're saying Louis Kaiser's going to face Cody Rhodes, and potentially Butch versus Gunther. We'll see, man. Seth Rollins said, "What a week. I got sucker punched on Monday, and then I got hacked on Thursday. Hell of a week. See you all in Salt Lake City Saturday night." See, what did he get hacked? His Twitter? I don't even know what the hell he got hacked. WWE has filed a trademark, the term NXT Battleground. Remember, they used to have a pay-per-view called Battleground. But now I guess it's for NXT. Who knows? Let me sit down here for a little bit. Let me see here. So Kyrie, who was in WWE and now is in New Japan, is saying that she's a free agent and she would love to wrestle Toni Storm, Saraya, Jamie Hayter, and among others. So pretty much Kyrie now saying she might be interested in going to AEW. Kyrie saying. So we'll see, man. There's NXT Stand and Deliver is about 600 tickets away for being sold out. Obviously, it's a smaller arena. I think it's only like 20,000 people. Oh, I don't know. Where are they doing this show? Are they doing it at SoFi Stadium? Or are they doing it like in at a Staples Center? I'm not sure. If it's Staples Center, it's probably like 15, 20,000 capacity. But if it's obviously, I don't think it's SoFi Stadium. I'm pretty sure it's like the Staples Center for this show. That's where they'll probably do SmackDown and Raw the Friday and the Monday after WrestleMania. I'm pretty sure it's over there. But supposedly they're 600 tickets away from selling it out. They're probably going to sell it out. So they're being advertising, like I said, Cody Rhodes versus Ludwig Kaiser. The Mysterio family attending the show. But also Rey Mysterio versus LA Knight. And then, like they saying, Butch versus Gunther. So it could be a good SmackDown tonight, man. It could be a good SmackDown tonight. Let's see here, man. Roman Reigns is indeed advertised for SummerSlam, but supposedly reports are saying that even if he loses the title at WrestleMania, he will be at SummerSlam. So it is not really a surprise that he is being advertised for SummerSlam. The thing is, he's going to miss all the other pay-per-views before SummerSlam. So that's not really a surprise that he's advertised for SummerSlam. I think we're done. Oh, no, we have one more article. I think we have one more. And then we are done here tonight on a freaking Friday. So they are saying that a good sign maybe CM Punk could still be in the company. I don't get this. I don't think it has anything to do with CM Punk. Tony Khan loves going to Chicago. They're saying that the show All Out will be back in Chicago in September. They are saying they're trying to get a bigger arena. They're trying to go into the United Center. That's where the Chicago Bulls play. Which is interesting because that's one of the few arenas that usually WWE has all the NBA arenas locked up. And AEW's got to go to the smaller arenas. But Chicago is one of the few cities where WWE goes to the Allstate Arena. So, yeah, I don't know why if WWE has the Allstate Arena, I don't know why AEW doesn't do the United Center. It's probably the biggest arena in Chicago, the United Center. It can hold up probably somewhere between 15 to 20,000 people. Yeah, so they're saying they're looking about maybe moving the show to the United Center starting this year for All Out. That doesn't mean anything. AEW loves going to like New York, Chicago, Las Vegas. That's usually where in Florida, Jacksonville, right? That's where they usually go most of the Texas, maybe. But like for pay-per-views, it's usually New York, Las Vegas, and Chicago. Those seem to be their pay-per-views, always. Chicago, Las Vegas, and New York. So I'm not surprised at all. Let's see here. So Bobby Lashley, they're saying they do have plans to have him at WrestleMania, even if Bray Wyatt doesn't compete. They're saying maybe an open challenge. Maybe LA Knight has been a name. Randy Orton has been a name. Jay White has been a name if he were to sign with WWE. And now they're even saying Stone Cold Steve Austin could be a name. Jesus Christ. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bobby Lashley. I think Stone Cold did an interview a few days ago saying he's done with WWE. He will never wrestle again. But you never know, man. You never know. But yeah, they're going to have a match with Bobby Lashley. It's probably going to be an open challenge, a mystery opponent. Who knows what the opponent's going to be? Who knows, man? They're saying also both Randy Orton and Alexa Bliss, both Randy Orton and Alexa Bliss are expected to be in Los Angeles for WrestleMania weekend. Will they be used or not? Who knows? But they are both expected to be there, both Randy Orton and Alexa Bliss in Los Angeles for WrestleMania week. So still Brian Cage, just like FTR, his contract is about to expire. Could he be heading to WWE? Apparently AEW is trying to pitch him creative ideas to try to convince him to stay. So who knows what's going to go on. But Brian Cage, just like FTR, could be leaving AEW soon. And I think we're done. Let's see here. I think we're done. All right. I think we're done, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Until next time, holla.